Hi, I'm Sarah Dolan, and I'm the coordinator of library assessment at California State University, Monterey Bay. At CSUMB, assessing information literacy isn't just within the purview of the library. Because it's part of our institutional learning outcomes, the responsibility for assessing information literacy and for closing the loop by making improvements to teaching and learning is shared more broadly. To maximize improvements to teaching and learning, we believe it's important for assessment to be faculty-driven. Through our Center for Teaching, Learning, and Assessment, interested faculty members have been chosen to coordinate assessment for each institutional learning outcome. I coordinate information literacy assessment, and other faculty coordinate the other intellectual skills that are part of our first institutional learning outcome, which are critical thinking, written communication, oral communication, and quantitative reasoning. So CSUMB conducts periodic assessment of these areas, and our methods have evolved over time to include measures of information literacy in the assessments of each of our other intellectual skills. The objective of our most recent assessment was to gauge the proficiency of students who were nearing graduation in these 5 intellectual skills. We did this by collecting student work from departments across campus, grouping that student work by format. So we had papers, we had oral presentations, and we had projects using quantitative data. And then employing faculty assessment scholars to score them using integrated rubrics. Each of the integrated rubrics includes 2 or 3 criteria that are related to information literacy, which you can see on the poster. And that meant that information literacy was assessed for the entire sample of student artifacts. The result was a broad collection of information literacy data from multiple departments and multiple types of assignments. Now, faculty from any department could apply to be an assessment scholar. These scholars were trained to apply the rubric to student work across disciplines. And reflection played a really big role in our assessment process. The faculty assessment scholars had designated times during the day to reflect on a number of different things, including how their understanding of information literacy and the other skills was evolving, the ways in which the rubric might be modified to better fit our needs, and certainly the strategies for improving teaching and learning in their own classes. Now, because information literacy was integrated with all of the other intellectual skills, faculty who were drawn to be assessment scholars due to interest in one of the other areas were also exposed to information literacy concepts and the ways that they can manifest in student work. Our most recent assessment, which we conducted in 2017, showed that there was room for improvement in students' information literacy skills. In particular, many students did not achieve proficiency in 2 areas: synthesizing information from sources and citing sources in oral presentations. So in order to close the loop and make improvements to teaching and learning, librarians have been giving increased attention to these areas in our instruction. Another thing that we did to close the loop was to create assignment guides for faculty. So when faculty are writing their assignment prompts, they can refer to the assignment guides for suggestions on how to make clear to students what their expectations are. If you'd like to see an example, the guides, as well as our rubrics, are linked from the poster. Some other changes that we've made, specifically regarding citing sources in oral presentations, were to develop a resource showing students best practices, which is also linked from the poster, and to include this topic in faculty workshops on preparing students for oral presentations. While librarians at CSUMB conduct many one-shot information literacy sessions each semester, we know that the impact of these sessions is limited. Conducting information literacy assessment that is integrated with the other intellectual skills draws more faculty from across campus to be involved and invested in improving students' information literacy skills, and thus has great potential for affecting campus-wide change. Thank you for visiting my poster, and if you have any questions, my email address is listed on the poster.